Hi guys, welcome back to Let's Go Mental. My name is Warime. Now, as usual, I am here starting my video with an excuse. This is because I've not posted a video in a month. To be honest, I've been quite busy and preoccupied, especially with the walk that I held, or the walk that we held on the 2nd of November. And I would actually like to thank each and every person who attended the walk. I would like to thank everyone who sponsored the walk. I had people who sponsored the walk on the personal capacity, financially, and I also had people helping me out with their time to ensure that the walk was a success. So I'd just like to say thank you to everyone, even our speakers. We had two ladies from an organization called Inuka. I will be doing another video on Inuka. Inuka is an online counseling app, which we will get into more details with that once I have their contact person coming in to do a video with me. We also had Dr. Pauline Nganga. She's my psychologist and psychiatrist. So she was actually able to speak to us about the importance of counseling, what to expect, and the benefits, right? So that is what we had. And here are a few photos for the day. Okay, so that was about it, and I really hope I will see a number of you during my next walk. This is actually the first of many moving forward. So in today's video, I would like to talk about the causes of depression. Now, this is a question I get very often from people, and especially they direct the question to me. However, I always let people know that for me personally, I do not see the reason why people need to get to know exactly what happened to me, because I feel for me, the Let's Go Mental is more of a platform whereby I get to share what the symptoms are, what the different treatments are, how I have survived all through this time, what has kept me going, what to look out for, so that from my experience, you can be able to look and see, oh my goodness, I'm actually experiencing this and this symptom. I'm experiencing 4 out of, say, the 6 that she has shared or what I have found online. So the main purpose of my initiative is basically to create awareness. So I guess we can get right into it. And maybe I will start by what is the description of depression. Now, depression is a mood disorder, and it is characterized by feelings of persistent low mood and interest and loss of interest in doing activities that one loved doing, or even in just activities that one is required to do. For example, going to work, going to school, running a business, maintaining a home. You know, there are so many things that we have to do every day as adults, or even as children as well, because they also get depression. But you'll find there's a loss of interest in all of these things, and someone has to put a lot of effort to be able to be productive and to use their time wisely. So that is what depression is, and that is what one of the 2 main symptoms of depression. Now, the statistics in Kenya currently show that 4.4% of Kenyans struggle with depression. So with our last census, it was we are about 52 million Kenyans, and out of that 52 million, 4.4% have depression, which we are looking at a rough estimate of 2 million people suffering with depression. And you'll find that also getting some of these statistics can be very difficult, because you see very few people seek help. You can say some of these reasons are, say, for example, one, they do not know what symptoms to look out for. They are probably struggling, but they have no idea whether this is depression or not. They do not know what exactly is going on with them. So that is the first thing. And then, of course, now the second thing, even if someone knows that they are struggling with depression, there's actually the fear of reaching out for help, for fear of being judged, or they're embarrassed and they feel that they're weak. So those are some of the reasons why people choose not to seek help. And that is also why we have such a high number of people struggling with depression. So what are the causes? research has shown, or medical research has shown, that there isn't one specific thing that causes depression. It's actually a mix of many things, and they can be both biological or environmental. So the first thing is that you'll find depression runs in the family. It is actually genetic or is related to family history. So meaning that if, say, your father, your auntie, your brother had depression, there are higher chances of you getting depression than someone who does not have a family history of a mental illness. So that is the first cause of depression, genetics or family history. The second one is major life events. Now, major life events can be such as the loss of a job, loss of money, loss of a business. So those are some of the things that losses can actually cause someone to get into a depression. Surprisingly enough, they are the good life events or the exciting, the positive life events that people are supposed to be celebrating. For some people, it actually causes them to get into a depression. So you can find maybe after marriage, or you can find after the birth of a newborn, or moving to a different country. These are some of the things, these are some of the positive major events that can cause you to get a depression. So that is the second aspect of it. And then we also have childhood trauma. And childhood trauma, this can be sexual abuse, physical abuse, or emotional abuse. Now, this is normally one of the main causes that I usually tell people. And the reason I use this one is because most of the time you'll find people will look at someone and be like, but she has a good job, but she has a great marriage. They seem to be comfortable. So what is making her get depressed? But you see, for you as this person who is judging this person who has depression, you do not know what happened to them as they were growing up. You do not know, maybe they were sexually abused, maybe they had a violent mother or a violent father. So some of these issues that now they grew up with have actually given them low self-esteem. It makes them think of themselves as lesser than they are. And this now actually will actually lead them to getting a mental illness, which is now depression. So we have now family trauma. Another thing is medical conditions. You'll find people with terminal illnesses, for example, maybe cancer. You'll find that people will tend to get into a depressive phase because they do not know exactly, because they're experiencing a lot of pain, a lot of disappointment. There's just so much that surrounds terminal illnesses. And this is another reason why people can actually get into a depressive mood or get clinical depression. So another cause is actually substance abuse. So if you find someone who is addicted to heroin, cocaine, or even someone who drinks excessively, it can actually lead this person to getting depression. And the reason you'll find is that most of the people who abuse substances are trying to suppress the negative feelings that they have inside them. Not everyone, but most of the people, and especially people use alcohol to try and get rid of the negative feelings that they're feeling. But this is actually counteractive because alcohol is actually a depressant. However, as I mentioned, substance abuse is also another cause of depression. Then lastly, there is death and loss. So loss of a loved one. And everyone is different. You'll find even in a family, say for example, if they lose a mother, you'll find that one person will be able to cope with the grief and the other person will not be able to cope with the pain of what is going on. So we need to all remember that we are all different. We all react to life circumstances differently. So we should not judge other people just because this person is not able to pick themselves up as expected of society, or minimizing the issue and saying, well, but there are other people who have lost parents. We should not look at it that way. We need to remember that everyone is different. Everyone manages life and takes life in different ways. This brings us to the end of this video, guys. If you have any questions, as usual, any comments, please put them in the comment section below. And over and above that, if you have any topics that you would like me to address around depression, anxiety, and mental health, please also put them down in the comment section below so that we can be able to continue having open discussions about mental illnesses and mental health. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and we shall see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao.